Hello nieces, hello nephews, it's your Uncle Charles here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where we do unbiased price action analysis. And if you guys said that with Uncle, I just want to let you know I love you, appreciate that, and comment below if you did it. Anyways, we got the breakout, guys. You're looking at this daily chart. We got the breakout. You watch Uncle's last video, we talked about this triangle pattern. The resistant line started from December high connecting to January 17th and January 18th high. 3 touches. We got the breakout. Breakout level was around 398.5-ish. It went as high as 402.65. I had a target, a 43 target around there. You know, got a few cents shy of the target. But overall, most important thing that we have to notice is that it closed above it. Okay, so in today's video, as usual, I'm gonna give you guys the bull case scenario and the bear case scenario. Why? So we'll know how to trade it, we'll know when to enter, and we'll also know when to exit. Knowing when to exit, not just when to take profits, but also when to cut loss. Okay, I'm here to help you guys manage your risk. So let's prepare. So as far as how I traded the day, okay, wrote here on the Discord where we identified the first support level, the first resistance level. I got first support at 395.7 and 395, and I have first resistance at 397. Watch for the first breakout or breakdown before entering. And as usual, we look to long when a resistance clear, and we look to short when a support fail. Okay, so you see here on the 15-minute candle on the first candle at 9:30, you can see it bounced perfectly at the 395.7-ish level, and then we cleared at the 397 level. Now, when do we usually enter? We enter as it breaks out. Do we know for sure that it's going to work out? No, we do not know for sure that it's going to break out. But when we trade with a probability mindset. We're trading based on the tendencies of the past. Okay? And the SPY has a tendency that when it breaks resistance, it goes up higher. When it breaks support, it goes down lower. Okay, but it's not 100%. We always have to manage risk. As for the case for today, it worked out very well. What am I doing with my lines here? So for the case for today, it worked out very well. And it just kept on taking out different resistance levels that I had. Okay, you guys can see here, it broke. I had a level at 398.5. That was based on the triangle pattern here of the daily chart. See, it broke that out. Boom. That's another time when you will enter calls, and it kept on going as high as 402.64. Now, when it's a trend day like this, when do you enter puts? When do you want to play a counter trend move? You play a counter trend move when you have the right setup, okay? And when it's going up, when the overall trend of the day is bullish, you want and you want to play a counter trend move, you gotta wait for the false breakout, and we had that towards the end of the day right there. Boom. So I had a support at 41.5. Okay, you can see here it cleared on the 1 o'clock candle, broke back below it 1 hour later on the 2 o'clock candle, and it gave us a nice drop as low as 398.73. Almost back tested that 398.5 level as support. Okay, so yeah, just a little tip for trading. Okay, so you guys see here, cleared, we got the breakout. What next? Okay, what next is the bull case scenario and the bearish case scenario. Okay, so right now we want to assume, because we got the breakout, that the bulls are in control. Okay, not only did we got the breakout, we look at that 200 daily moving average. It got treated as a support. Okay, we got a roll reversal. All right, it was resistant for last Friday. Today was support. Okay, that's how you know when it's bullish. That's the price action telling you, hey, we got a roll reversal here. The resistance has changed to support. That's bullish, guys. Okay, and that was the bull case scenario for last Friday. Did I know it was going to work out? No, I did not, but it did. Great stuff. Hopefully you guys were able to capitalize on it. So as far as the bull case scenario, as long as above 398.5, stay bullish. Okay, there is support at, well, we closed at 400.63. Okay, there is a level at 400, as you guys know. That will be support, 400 and 398.5. All right, so as long as those support level holds, the next critical resistance is, well, is a minor resistance at 41.5, but the critical resistance is at 403. If that can clear, all right, 403-ish, all right, 403-ish, And if that can clear, we can go test that liquidity level at 405.5. I got some resistance at 407-ish. And of course, that 410 to 410.5 zone back in December high. That's the bull case scenario. Stay bullish as long as above 398.5. If it's above that level, that means SPY held the breakout. Okay, that's the bull case. Now, as far as the bear case, when do we get bearish? We get bearish when we start seeing support fail. Okay, so if you said we get bearish when we start seeing support fail, congratulations, and I appreciate that. Okay, so obviously 400 support failed, that would put 398.5 in place. So when you see a support fail, you look to short. And when I say another level is in play, that means that's the target for this particular trade setup. Okay, and then of course if 398.5 failed, that's a false breakout, and we could possibly go back and test the 200 daily moving average. I do have a level at 397, and the 200 daily moving average is at 395.7. Below 395.7 would definitely be very bearish. I would swing puts and that will put 393.5 in the 50 daily moving average, which is currently at 392.3-ish in play. Below that is the 390 level. I think if the 390 level fail, we could go back down and test the support of this triangle pattern here, which is around 385.3-ish. And of course, below 385.3-ish would be very bearish. And we can go back and test, possibly go back and test 375, but I do have other levels before that SPY would need to go through. Okay, guys, so wrap it up here. As long as above 398.5, stay bullish on the SPY. Okay, even if the SPY starts chopping, if it's above 398.5, stay bullish on the SPY. All right, if the SPY drops below 398.5, that's when you want to switch over to being bearish. This is what trading like a sheep is all about. It's all about conditions. Uncle Charters uses if and then statements. I know there's some traders out there that say weird stuff, talk about they don't use if and then statement, which don't make no damn sense to me, because every logic that we do is all based on if and then statements or if and then situations. Even if you don't use the word if and then, it's still an if and then situation, because that's how we use logic. If it's raining outside, then I will bring an umbrella. Okay? If I need an oil change, then I will go get an oil change. All right? So if SPY is above 398.5, then I recommend you stay bullish. If SPY breaks below 398.5, I recommend you get bearish. All right? So whether you enter calls or puts, it depends on what your sentiment is and what the situation is, the context is. Make sense, guys? That's sheep style trading. Let's move on to Triple Q. Triple Q tested the top of this channel that I got here. Beautiful trade that I alerted in the Discord. Look to long if it clears. All right, next resistance is 283, then 285. Look to long if it clears. If you followed that, very nice day, okay? Broke 283, broke 285. Had a resistance around 286.6-ish, 5-ish. Test the top of this around 289-ish to 290. Okay? So, bear case now, very simple. If it breaks back below 286, look to short. Okay? Now, the break out of this channel is at 290. For tomorrow is at 290.5. Okay? If it clears, that will be bullish input, 294-ish in play. Okay? Above 294 is 297 and 299.5 to 300 zone. Okay, but below 286, definitely look to short. 285, 282.6s, and then 279 is in play. Okay, 279 is the support of this channel that I have on Triple Q. If it breaks down, that will be very bearish. I would swing puts. I do have some targets though, 277.5, 275, and 273 with 269 below that. All right. IWM looking like it has a cup here. I see that cup, and it could be working on the handle. Okay, but one thing I'll say, it closed above that 186.9 level. That's a 61.8 fib level from August high, down to October low. Okay, so stay bullish as long as above 186.9. Okay, if it clears, if it stays above, the next resistance I have is 188 with 190 above that. Okay, and possibly we go test 193.5 if 190 clears. Okay, look to short if 186.9 fails. Play the false breakout setup, and that will put 185, 183, and 181.6 in play. Tesla, beautiful trade setup on Tesla. This was also alerted in the trade idea room. All right, look right here. As long as above 133.5, I would stay bullish and look to long above 136.141, then 146 in play. Holy moly. It didn't hit the 146 level, but it got to 145.38. It's not a bad move, okay? So, support is at 141. If that support failed, look to short. Put in 136.5, 133.5, 131.5, and 128 back in play, okay? It will start with the breakdown of 141, okay? Support. Now, the next resistance I have is at 146. If it can break that, we can possibly go test 148.5. 148.5. And what else I have here? 150.2, 153.5, and then 155. All right, you guys got those levels? So stay bullish. Stay bullish above 141. Look to short if that fails. Apple. It did manage to close above. I had, a level at 139.8 is to 140 zone. It did manage to close above that level. The way I trust breakouts is when I see like 50% or more of the candle's body close above the breakout level. That's not the case with Apple, so I'm a little iffy, but price action has the final say as usual. Okay, so if it stays above 139.8, I would recommend staying bullish. All right, there is resistance at 142 and 143.5. Those need to clear to put 146 to 147 zone in play. If 139.8 fails, that's a false breakout setup. Look to short with 138 to 137.5 zone in play, and then 136, 134.3-ish, and 131.5 below that. All right, let's take a look at some inverses. Here is the VIX. I mentioned how last Thursday VIX looked like it gave us a dead cat bounce here. It bounced, gave us look like a lower high. Okay, but there is support at 19.4. If that fails, that will trigger some more downside and put 18 support in play. And if that fails, we could possibly drop down to the 15 to 16 zone. Okay, now VIX wants to get bullish. Clear that resistance at 20.7. There's a resistance at 21.3, 22, and 23.5. Clear some resistance. That's the best time to get bullish. Here is the DXY. It's just chopping sideways, consolidating for that next big move. You see a bunch of candles just sitting side by side with each other. Okay, we still got that support at 101.7. Still haven't got a close below it. I need to see that close below it to trigger more down move. There is still resistance at 102.5-ish. That can clear. That will trigger move up to 103.4. And maybe test the 50 daily moving average at 104.5-ish. All right, guys. Let's end this with the option flow. Filter for 500K premiums or above. Gotta hit the SPY. Here I put on the filter for 500K. And it's 80% into puts. So despite having a breakout of a very critical trend line, whether you're looking at Uncle's triangle pattern or the bear market trend line that every other YouTuber is talking about, still getting a lot of big money betting to the downside. Like I said, price action has the final say. Price action is the shepherd for a sheep style trader. But hey, this is what big money is doing. They're betting to the downside still. Triple Q, 65% into puts, as you guys can see here. All right, 28,000 in puts compared to 15,000 in calls. Big difference. IWM 98% into puts. 17,000 contracts total for puts today compared to 404 contracts in the calls. Wow. So even though there's a bullish breakout, big money is still loading puts at these levels. Okay? Definitely worth noting. Tesla, okay, 55% in the calls. It's not a big difference, but that's what big money's doing. Interesting. One thing that sticks out, because, something I look at as aggressive is if it's a sweep order, how big's the premium, if it's over $1 million. How big's the size? Usually over 5,000 I would take serious. So we got this put order, 131 strike price for January 27th. Just keep that in mind. That's something that sticks out to me. But yeah, overall, more calls than puts. Apple, 61% into calls, guys. 61% in the call. Look at this one. A sweep order, 2.7 million in premium, 11,000.9K, in size. 155 strike price for April 21st. Okay, that's an interesting one. That sticks out to me. And let's look at the VIX. VIX, 55% in the calls right now compared to 45% in the puts. All right, guys. So I hope you guys found value in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe button. It means so much and help the channel grow. If you guys would like more content from Uncle Chiddy, please consider joining my Discord. I would love to serve you guys at a higher level. Let's make some money in this market. Peace.